If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Got a thing for a shorty and she more than a 10. Yeah, we litty. Bring two of your friends, shawty, keep on grinding on me again and again.
Yo, it's your boy KP.
It's your boy 3BB3.
Welcome back to another episode of Uncommon Opinion. We going back at it with another debate. Yeah, we just gonna watch it, have some fun with it, do some comments on it, get in, get out. Get in, get out.
And next thing you know, she be like, I'm be in and out the store. 3 hours later, she come by the store. yeah.
3 hours later, gang.
I'm exaggerating. But it don't be the in and out that she says she'll do though. And the next you know, every time she come back to the car, and you know what she was like, oh my bad, I saw somebody in the store, I was talking.
Alright, man. So, this is from the boy Cooley. He's alright. I don't really have too many. I never seen any videos of his that I had too many dispositions on. Yeah, he for the most part he know what he's talking about. I still think he on the more extreme end of the red pill, but like he ain't all the way over there. In my opinion, he ain't one of them.
Over the ledge.
Yeah. Cause everything he say do ultimately make sense in some form of way. So, but yeah, we're gonna get into it. I don't know who the hell this King Knowledge is he talking to. This is my first time. So I ain't look. This is a blind reaction. I don't do no scoping beforehand. So let's get to the video, gang.
Man, so you said that basically when we peel back all the layers, the black woman is God. Before, correct. I'm just repeating back what you said to let you know that I understood exactly what you said. You said, as you know, before we've adopted the thinking and ideologies of God how we know it now, before that, or even if we take it away, we would see that the black woman is actually truly God. That's what correct. You said, right? Okay. Correct. Now, where does the father, my question for you is, where does the man come in? Where does the father or the man come into this picture? The black man or any man?
All right. Now, regards to the father is a social construct that has nothing to do with nature. So somebody made up his whole father aspect. Man is something totally different. You grow into the man, but we go through stages in life to get to a man. So in regards to me, I had to go from an embryo, you know what I'm saying, to an infant, to a toddler, teenager, young adult, and then I graduated into a man. So when we're talking about those two terms, you know, you've got to go to get to a man, and then when you're talking about a father, there's nowhere that there's a father in nature. So a father would be unnatural. That's just something to compete with the woman.
I do that so it's easier to cut, so I can cut when you're talking in the middle about some shit that I want to cut out. Fuck the max. Okay, so let's start off right there, right? He said a father is not a thing of nature. It's a social construct. It was a term. Basically saying it's a social construct that was made to compete with women. How you feel about that?
He realized he discredited himself, right? And even when he have kids, it's like, okay, that's just, wow. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Behooved. So to say, like, man. It takes two to tango, okay? What that guy said, it's a video I seen. Let's just say, right? If I put my quarter into a machine and a soda comes out, right? Mm-hmm. Is it the machine soda or is it my soda?
It's your soda.
Okay. Not saying that females are machines, but it takes two to tango. Like, you can't really, in my opinion, you can't really say, okay, hey, one person is higher than the other. Like, everybody really has their role. Generally speaking, by nature, females are like the nurturer, the caregiver type deal, and the man is the...
Not really, but...
well, nature as in what is...
Because if you're talking about your mom's and your grandma's and your great grandma's generation, sure, yeah, I can get down with that. Yeah, we can get down with that. Now, more so though, is more so of them coddling. They coddle more. I want to say nurture, because to nurture is to is to nurture something is to help it grow in a specific direction. And you see now, parents aren't helping kids do their homework at home no more, right? They learn electronics, teach their kids when they're at home, like, your kid, you're not spending time with your kid, you're not investing yourself into their mental nor physical development. Right? They all these parents, what they do, they just feed their kids McDonald's and call it a fucking day to go give them that little, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you can't really call that nurturing, gang. Like, it's to now, I can't really call that nurturing. Like, you still got some that nurture, but for a vast majority, you got a whole lot of people, a whole lot of women who see their kids as friends eat. Even now, you know how many videos you could pull up on social media of these women that got, especially the ones that got sons, right? They sons walking around the house like they the man of the house, and they just five. They're just five. They ask them, "Oh, where you going? Why?" And it was like, "Well, you ain't my man. You can't." And they just talking back to him like they just having whole relationship conversations like, "Bitch, where you going?" You know what I'm saying? So like, shit, you can't really call that nurturing, gang. You can't call that nurturing, right? Women in general aren't keeping kids in kids' places now, because the nurture doesn't mean all to help them grow up too fast. No, it's you help them steady and grow in the lane that they're growing in, so that way they're prepared for when they go to that next stage to handle that responsibility, what comes with that shit, right? And women ain't really doing that. They're not really doing that.
That goes back to the thing of kids raising kids, for real. Shoot.
No, you got dysfunctional kids raising kids. You got dysfunctional kids raising kids, okay? Because for a fact, it's hella people that grew up in our grandparents' generation or our great-grandparents' generation, and something happened to where our granddad or our grandma or our great-granddad, our great-grandma, they had to take care of shit a little bit too early before their time, right? Point in case, right? My granddad, he's a great man, right? I'm not gonna get into specifics because that's family business, right?
When I say kid, but before you get into that, when I say kids raising kids, I don't mean by age, I mean by mentality.
It's still the same thing. Because when he had to walk out his crib at 14 and take his siblings out and go do what he had to do because he no longer had a home to go to, he was still a kid, physically and mentally. But he knew he had to do it. He knew he had to do it.
Yeah, so mentally he wasn't a kid.
No, he was still mental.
I mean,
there's no such thing as a mature 14-year-old. I don't understand where y'all be coming up with this shit. There's no such thing as, oh yeah, he got to grow. No, you get there when you need to. That's the whole point. You get there when you need to.
I mean, of course you're gonna have your
When the call come, is either you answer the shit or you don't. That's really all it is.
And that's the mature part of you type deal.
That's not being mature or not. That's not what maturity is.
That's doing what you gotta do type deal.
That's not what maturity is, gang. We'll talk about that later. Okay.
Alright. I digress.
So you're
What
saying
you
that the
saying?
father is
digress.
unnatural, but the woman is
We'll
natural.
talk about it like
Do I
Correct.
have that correct? And you're
Correct,
saying
correct.
the reason why you really didn't give a reason why the father would be unnatural. So what's your reasoning that the father is unnatural? Explain. Give me some logic. However you could.
Right.
You know,
the logic
put it
was
together.
the logic was nature. I said that there was not a father found in nature. There's nowhere in nature that you can find a father. You have
Okay,
a male.
well-
So at the end of the day, there's no father. Father is a social construct. That's something to put itself into existence
We
to
can
be
talk
opposite
about
of the
the
mother.
nature later.
But there's no such thing really as a father.
Can
I'm
you
just-
can you explain how the father is a social construct?
It's a social construct due to the fact is you're talking about a label that's being placed on a man being a father. Can you be a father at 12 years old?
I mean,
Yeah.
I think I had when I was 12 years old, man. So
Okay, so you have not.
you could be a father when you're 12 years old. You could have definitely planted your seed in something. Yes. Let's just go with, do you think there's any differences between men and women?
It's kind of like you're trying to be condescending to the point where you have no comprehension. Like, you don't have no comprehension in what I'm saying to you in a response to the point where you can't fathom it. What do you mean?
No.
I don't understand what you. Then you go to the next question after you sit there and tell me that you didn't understand shit. Like come
No,
on,
not
bro. Like, we gonna
understand.
turn this into.
Not
Is this some
not
type of
understand.
entertainment or something? I'm just asking you. I thought it was about the black woman as God. I don't know you.
Well,
I didn't research you. I just
totally
came over
fine.
here because. Okay. So what are we doing?
We'll
What are we
speak
doing?
we'll speak in detail. What we're doing is having a discussion, man to man, right? You just said that the man is a social construct.
I said the
Right?
father is. You're
the
saying that
father
the man
is
is.
a-
Right.
okay,
There
let's
was two
just-
things. You asked me
let's
about the man and
excuse
the
it.
father.
You said, well, that, because the father is, not from nature. And I want you to explain, how isn't the father not from nature? That's what I want you to do. I want you to explain how it's a social construct and it's not from nature. Because here's what I'll tell you. Nothing grows unless a seed is planted. Nothing grows on this planet unless a seed is planted. And every man holds the seed in them. Every man holds the seed of life form. Life form in us. In your sack, if you have enough testosterone, but I know in my sack, I got at least 80 million of them little niggas moving around in there. You know what I'm saying? Most men do with a good amount of testosterone. So therefore we have seed.
I don't like
And
the way his
the
jaw
life
line
form
shook.
starts there. You won't have a
His
plant
beard
if you
covering
don't
up how
plant
that
a
bitch
seed
slanted
first.
weird, bro.
So you
Look,
saying
look
that
at it.
a
Look at-
father
you look
is a
at
social
straight, bro. You can
construct
tell- you can tell
is a
that
lie,
bitch
is what I'm
slanted
saying.
weird, gang.
Get
See,
to
see.
dispute the
This
point
shit
that the
ain't
father
even,
doesn't
gang.
hold
One
the
on
seed.
hang low,
So we
one
plant
side
the seed in a
hang low,
woman,
the other
and then
hang low,
life
like that
grows
shit.
from that. Women bring about
you remember
life.
the Giga Chad
The life
memes?
form is actually in a man. So explain
Yeah,
to
that
me
joke.
again how the father is a social construct when the father holds the seed and a woman holds nothing but eggs. She's waiting for a seed. You don't make sense, man. Let me hear
Okay.
you.
You haven't given me a chance to make sense. You're wrong. And you're wrong in the way to sit there and say that the sperm is a seed. How could you have seeds running up and through your body? That makes no sense. A seed is not a fucking tadpole with a tail. That's not a seed. So in regards to it, you're wrong. Now, if you're talking about an apple seed, or
Explain
orange
how I'm
seed,
wrong, though.
listen, an avocado seed, or whatever the case may be, now we can get into the comparison on how the woman gives the man the whole body, the construct, the brain, the lungs, the face, the skin. She's creating a child within a womb. So she gives him the penis too. Did you forget that she gave him
Incorrect.
the sperm? So
Can you
regards
explain
to
in
it,
a scientific way, from a biological way, how doesn't a man hold the seed in the...
Okay. I didn't think there was gonna become an argument about what came first, the chicken or the egg.
That is what it's
Really what the-
boiling down to.
What came
Right.
first, the chicken or the egg? Either way, Cooley is handling this topic very not smart. I'm not gonna say dumb, but it's not a smart strategy. I would have went a different way about it. I don't like the way this nigga head is shaped. and I don't like the way this nigga speaking, okay? Because this motherfucker, I'm not gonna call him king, but knowledge over here, he's not making no sense. He's not making no sense to him neither. Cause hence, there's no way you can alliterate something 3 times and a person still do not understand what it is that you're saying unless you do not know what the fuck it is you're saying. It's different from when people misconstrue your words. That's totally fucking different. But if somebody completely do not understand what you're saying, because you have to understand what the motherfucker is saying to misconstrue their words. You definitely have to. But if a motherfucker don't understand what you're saying at all, you're just bad at what you're doing, my guy. But anyway, I digress. I'm not here to talk about what came first, chicken or the egg. That conversation is kind of beneath my mental capacity. But I digress.
The life form. You're just speaking, but I need you to peel back the layers of things and give facts. This podcast is called No Fugazi. So if I'm speaking, I'm always going to speak with facts. So here's a fact for you. The woman doesn't determine the sex of the baby. She has an X chromosome. The man holds the X and the Y chromosome, right? So here's science, right? So when a man has sex with a woman, he dictates the sex of the baby. So you just said, where do you get a penis from? Where do you get this from? Where do you get that from? You get that from the...
Okay, this is one of the few times that I would have to call out science, okay? Because what he said is a legit fact, but let's just use some common sense here, right? If we're talking about that the male holds, the XY chromosome, and he dictates if it's going to be a female or male, but when they graph the XY and the XX chromosome, there's 3 X's on that fucking scale, which means the probability of it being an XX chromosome is, what, 2 out of 3. All right. So to a literal degree, it's more so the female holding the advantage over what gender the baby gonna come out of. Hence the reason why there's more females than males in the world. Because if it was because of the XY chromosome, there would be more males in the world. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Okay, cool.
I'm trying.
Cool. Okay, now you see how I broke that down? Did anybody need for me to reiterate? Okay, that's how you bring up something, okay?
The man, since the man determines the sex of the baby. Do you get it? Women only hold the X chromosome, men hold the X and a Y. That's scientifically facts that proves that what you just said is nonsense, and men do dictate the sex of the baby. So if he's dictating the sex of the baby, let's peel the layer back even further. That means that the man actually dictates how many men are going to be in this world, how many women are going to be in this world. The list goes on and on. Your father dictated that you would have a beard.
I already just
Your father dictated that you would have a beard and be a man, from what I could see. You get what I'm saying? Your mother didn't determine that, so you should be thanking your father, because your father truly created you.
So when it comes about talking about genes, and specifically genes, and how unreliable science is when it comes to speaking about genes, just because of there's only a couple of things that's gonna be concrete, right? If you fucking somebody too close in the bloodline, right? Because everybody is related from somewhere. Because we know there's an origin point of humanity, so which means everybody gotta be fucking related in some way or fashion, right? But if you fucking somebody too close to the family gene pool, right? We know that baby gonna come out with less chromosomes. We know that baby gonna come out with. It's a certain shit that we just know what goes on with children like that, right? But outside of that, you're playing Russian roulette when it comes to genes, right? Like for an example, right? Let's talk about the sickle cell traits within black people, right? Just because 2 people got the sickle cell trait does not automatically mean that your baby gonna have sickle cell. It don't automatically mean it. Granted, a trait blood plus a trait equals the actual sickle cell, right? But that don't necessarily mean
that your baby don't have it.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just a higher chance.
It's just a higher chance to, right? So it's still in the land of probability and possibility when it come to genes. There's nothing concrete when it come to genes. So let's not.
It's just like the same way you can have your great grandma be white or something, you know. The next thing you know, you have a baby with this guy you met and everything, but the next thing you know, your baby come out white. Because your great grandmother.
You know what I'm saying?
Your baby took your great grandmother.
Genes are real fickle like that. So, because especially when it comes to the human race, because of the simple fact of we no longer produce genes for survival. We no longer produce genes for survival. So really, it's just you're playing Russian roulette with genes, because when it comes to survival, you can kind of dictate where it is that the evolution, all that shit is gonna go. But because we made it to a point to where we no longer need to evolve physically, right? Everything that we do is we evolved for the sake of sex appeal now. So the human race has been evolving for sex appeal, not necessarily for survival, and that's a key difference. So it's really a Russian roulette to tell which way it's gonna work, because sex appeal is something that we really can't factor that in, because everybody's brain isn't wired the same when it comes to sex appeal. Everybody's brain can be wired the same way when it comes to survival, because survival is either you're dead or you're alive. So like I said, you're playing Russian roulette when you come talk about genes. That's the one thing I hate, talking to or listening to red pill niggas talk about genes and all the scientific study, because really, like I said, you just throw a little bit of common sense down on that thread and that whole, yeah. But anyway, I would have went a different way if I was Cooley, but this other nigga still retarded. You always do it every time I ask him, what's up?
That remind me of, because you said we don't evolve for survival, because you know, if, I don't know if you know, but ducks, they evolve for survival, you know.
Everything else evolved for survival.
Like,
It's literally just humans who don't.
it's a weird fact I learned about ducks. I kind of want to say it, but I don't want to say it. Okay, so you know, right? Alright. So you know, a female duck. Well, first off, I gotta get into just saying this, okay? Ducks are rapists, alright? Male ducks are rapists, okay? Alright, boom, right? Now that that's out the way, right? Female ducks have spikes in their vaginas, but a male duck, after he uses it, it falls off inside of the girl's vagina because of the spikes, you feel me? So yeah. Man,
I
it
mean,
wasn't always like that. The male ducks basically just rape the females so much that they evolved to have spikes, and then next you know, from the spikes the male ducks adapted and their penis just falls off. One question I've been wondering for the longest though, that I've never looked up though, is so the males just stay inside of the female because like the spikes, you know, or do it eventually just like fall out? Like
It'll eventually fall out.
like okay.
It'll eventually fall out.
But yeah, that joint.
But
How I know that? A guy told me at work.
it also them just permanently plugging it, just it also is ensured that, you know, there's nobody else coming in afterwards, because like, you know, a lot of yeah, all these comments I ain't gonna pull into what's the name, but like, you know, like most primates, they evolve to where the tip of their dicks kind of spread out more, and it's to scoop out whoever was in there the first time.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
Right?
I did not know
So it plugs them to make sure like ain't nobody else going in that motherfucker afterwards. Like, it's plugged. What you gonna do about it? Nothing. Can't do shit. But yeah.
that would be so painful though. Like the male duck. Like how would you even steal what you call them? Like I could not.
You can't, but shit, your legacy done with them. Gucci about. Talking about they just there for a good time.
Not alone. Literally. Hey, what?
Anything for that, man? Scientifically, can you dispute what I said?
You sound uneducated, like to the point where this is so level of surface to the point.
God dang,
How
man.
could you?
Okay,
How could you
educate
sit
me.
here? I'm just asking you, like, how could you
Educate
sit here
me.
and
I'm-
tell
I'm
me that
fine.
my father gave me what all males are females before they turn into a male based off the decision of the mother. Every male can look at their actual scrotum sac and see a line from the bottom of their scrotum sac to the tip of their penis. All male. That means you were sold up. Your testicles are nothing but your ovaries. Your penis is nothing but an elongated clitoris. At the end of the day, you're nothing but an inside-out female. I'm sorry that this man has never been told that, and he doesn't understand that he was made in the likeness and the image of his mother. I'm sorry that before anybody ever taught him anything, his mother was there. Your mother is literally the only thing that you know in life. You don't even know if that's your father, but your mother knows if it's your father or not. You know everything about your mother because that's where you came from. That's your first home. That's your first.
Okay, so two things is wrong with what everything he just said, right? Cause while it sounds good, again, you just gotta peel it back a little bit, okay? First off, that's not how genes work. Like, you can look just like your damn daddy. Like, you can look just like your damn daddy. I don't understand how you get you was made in the image of your mother. No, nigga. Some niggas is, some niggas ain't. Some females look like they goddamn daddy. Some females look like they goddamn mama. That's how genes fucking work.
You can start out looking like your daddy, but then next thing you know, slowly progress into your mama. You feel me? Like, it just depends on how the cookie crumbles.
Shit. A lot of you motherfuckers don't even know. Sometimes you can hang around a person so fucking much you start to look like them.
Yeah, nah, for real. That shit
Just-
is weird.
Just dumb.
That's almost
okay?
like with females. You know, they cycles. Females are like living Bluetooths. Their cycles connect. So it's like you hang around your friend or whoever. And next thing you know, boom, it's like that for real.
And again, if you want to go to the wave talking about all the testicles and all the other shit, just an inside out female, how it could literally be females is just an inside out nigga. Cause like what the Bible say, God made Adam, and he made Eve from a rib. Like, let's just keep it a $150, man. These arguments hold no water from both ends. It just hold no water. That's why you can't really talk about genetics, because nothing is concrete. Nothing holds water when it comes to genetics. Like, nothing holds water. So it makes no sense to sit here and be talking about
Because
this.
it's not fully explained in itself yet. So.
Not only that, but clearly neither one of them even looked at a biology book. So it's just clear. It's clear. They
I mean, he looked at something at least.
No, because what they do is they just look at statistics. That's all the fuck these red pill niggas do. I'm telling you, I know for a fact that's what they do. They have a clipboard of fucking statistics. That's all the fuck they do. That's the baseline of what the fuck they go for shit. And so shit, it just don't make no sense. Cause really, if you just sit here and if you actually know the material that you're looking at, you actually thoroughly look through the material that you're looking at, you'll have better conclusive shit to say. You really would. You really would. Cause if I didn't know what I knew about genetics, one of these two niggas might make sense to me. One of these two niggas would have made sense to me if I didn't know what I knew about genetics.
I mean, you got a point there. You do got a point. But both of them have. I get they both of their key points, but it's like their facts that they're presenting is like, yeah, they're broad.
They're broad as shit, and not only that, right? But they have failed to come to a middle ground. Everybody know when you engage in a debate, the first thing that you do is you get a standing of a middle ground, right? That means that these are it won't make whatever the fuck you're saying correct, right? But at least both of you have to come to an understanding of what's the bottom line. Like this undeniably, this is the fact. Like this is the truth. Like this is what we're going off of, right? But he all the way over here. He all the way over here. They still haven't even been okay. Where we're starting at, like you know what I mean? Like if we gonna have a debate about apples and oranges, right? We gotta define what a fucking feud is.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? They has yet to define this shit. So this whole debate is kind of pointless. But like I said, I digress.
First origin. The black woman has always been considered God, even before the patriarch took over and started to actually make a male God. But it was never a male that was being God. It was always the woman. In Islam, it was the woman. In the Catholic Church, it was the woman. In ancient Egypt, it was the woman.
Catholic, it was the prophet. Virgin Mary is the Messiah, not the God. I don't know too much. I know enough about Islamic, but I doubt that that's the case because Allah isn't. Anyway, that's not even a female term in Islamic, but it's whatever. What else? If you want to talk about Greek mythology, there's more male gods. Hinduism, male gods. Christianity, presumably a male god. I don't understand what he even if you want to talk about the Egyptians, they're male gods, gang. Like your argument is not making no sense.
The only thing I could think of is the cross, but instead it's like an upside down raindrop on top. That stands for male and female, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But that's male and female, so yeah. I don't.
Cause even if you want to go about into the pharaohs and shit, right? They wasn't held as gods. But if you want to talk about the pharaohs, like they had some female pharaohs, but it was still majority male pharaohs. Like I don't understand.
And then again, if you wanted to go into what's her name? I think like it started with an L, Lilith. I mean, some people would consider her a god, but it really just depends on who you ask, for real. But then again, that's just really like deeds type deal, sins and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Specific things.
He's falling flat because like it just this is what people do to make shit sound good. But again, if you just would have probed it, like if Cooley were to ask what specific guys is he talking about and referring to, right? He wouldn't be able to, right? He's just naming all these different religions and pantheons, and realistically, anybody who knows anything about them can tell you just how false there is. It just sounds good. It just because Catholic is the same thing as goddamn Christianity. Only thing is one got Jesus and the other praise Virgin Mary. There's really only two differences about it. Like, just keep it $1.50.
In Samaria, Mesopotamia, Babylon, it was the woman. Phoenicia was the woman. Chaldea was the woman. But if he doesn't know that, that means he's not reading. And then I'm trying to respond to the man, even to the point where if a woman is making up your whole total makeup and she's using her menstrual blood to do it within her womb, that's why you women don't bleed for 9 months. You literally coagulate a child in your womb. What does the man have to do with it? Is the man shooting blood in you, woman, or is he literally giving you his DNA via his sperm? So when you're actually making this baby in your womb, you're using your blood. That's why you don't bleed for 9 months. When that baby comes out, that is a product of its.
He literally just contradicted himself in that sentence in his own. Like when he added the part that said the male is given some part of his DNA.
And that go back to his analogy with the planting the seeds. Only thing they doing is watering. So is you saying that goddamn when you plant the seeds, the water doing all the work? Like, I'm confused, gang. Like, I'm confused. You just putting the seed in fertile dirt. Like, so 1 point for Cooley.
I mean, you can't have one without the other.
You
right?
can't, but like you gotta plant that seed, and that seed sprout from the fertilization in the water, right?
Everything correlates together.
It,
So it's like
one of these things is not like the other. That's all I'm saying.
Mother. So the baby literally develops through life. As the baby develops through life, we get to puberty. That's when our body chemically starts to actually make the sperm in our body. But it came from our mother. Everything comes from your mother. You get it from your mother. Your mother is your God. Your father is not your God. The sperm in his body comes from his mother. Where do you think we got our body from? You didn't make this. You don't have nothing to do with your face. You don't have nothing to do with your head and none of that. Your mama gave that to you. She birthed you. How could you sit there and say that she's not your God? Your mother was God.
To sit here
because you
and act
was
like
taught about
mothers
God.
literally
Somebody had to
scoping
tell you
babies
about God.
in the
You know,
womb
you
is crazy.
believe them.
Like,
Now in your mind, that's
like they
God.
just taking
But
the
what if your
chisel.
mother knew she was about she was God? She would teach you about
but you know,
God.
they actually,
How can a man be a
able to
God
do
when
that.
he cannot
It's
sustain life? He
impossible.
does not have breast milk.
now you can
Got
give
you.
it
You
certain
done, or are you still going?
characteristics.
No, go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm
So
respectful.
exact
So if you want to
proportions,
go and
you're
respond,
not
you can
literally
go.
like scoping it.
Okay.
You're just
So, I mean,
enhancing the
everything you
chances
said
of
was
this
just
to happen
nonsense.
through
It didn't
life,
make
right?
any sense. It didn't correlate to anything.
Which part?
It didn't,
Which
one
part?
plus
Which
one
part?
didn't add up.
Oh,
You
no.
didn't have any
Bigger
rebuttal
lips
to it.
now,
You just
like,
started
you
speaking
know,
nonsense. But let me ask
the
you a
lips
question.
still
I have
come
to
out
force
fucking
myself to
sideways.
speak because you won't allow me to.
Does one
You're
plus
asking
one
me
Right?
another
You still
question.
come out with the.
does one plus
You know what I'm
one?
saying? Like,
No,
you
when
just,
one
there's certain
and one come
characteristics
together,
that
they
you can
merge. That's
determine.
one, right? Think about
Okay,
it, right?
god dang.
When
So
one and
chat
one come together,
proves
they
my
merge,
point.
right?
The nigga don't
Right.
know what one
One
plus
and
one
one
equals.
merge, right?
He said that one and one merges.
put it together, they merge. One, right? If
Oh,
I come
god
together
dang.
with a woman, don't I go into that woman? Don't me and
Alright.
that woman go into each other? Now we one. I got my dick, I am one. At the end of the day, what
So
you
you
mean?
gotta
1 plus
watch
1
on your
equals
left
2?
hand. You gotta watch on your left hand. If you
Right.
put another watch on your left hand, will you have one watches or two watch?
They're on the same hand. It's just one watch if they put together. If you leave, they merge together. You see what I'm talking about? You want me to
if
have?
you-
You see, he just tried to deflect the fuck out of that. I ain't gonna hold it. I give him A for effort on that one.
No, boy, you gotta give him A for effort.
We'll give A for effort on that one. No matter how dumb that's a hill he finna die on. Like he is. I like stupid people like that. Like he's strong in his convention. Okay, but sometimes you just let's not be dumb. Like you can still be right and still have certain parts of it don't fit together. That's why I don't. That's why certain people they try not to get caught up in their argument. Like no, most shit is not that concrete to what is definitive, right? It's not. Even just how I just broke down science, and this is science that we've been given for all our fucking life. So like, nothing is truly definitive, right? One spatial part can lack because we just don't have that much knowledge to actually fill in that gap. That's possible. So it don't mean to be in denial about where it is your thesis is going wrong at, right? My whole thing I always say right now, I'm just here to plug y'all brains so that the right nigga who got the qualified information can come and bring the shit to light, right? Because I'm not the one with all the answers, like, by knowing shit don't fit. That's all I'm saying. You cannot know what 2 plus 2 equals, but you can damn sure know it ain't 5. Both can be true.
Nah, for real.
That's all I'm saying.
Put the watch on a different hand. Would you have two watches on you?
I don't know. If you take a man wig off, then would you be bald headed? I don't know, bro. We all got questions that they ask. How many shit? I mean, what you want to do? I don't
What?
know, bro. Is we on this build?
He dying on that
Are we
hill.
on this build or what? What we gonna do?
This what we're gonna do, because I'm actually curious. Because the last people I had on here, I had 4 other people that had your same points of view, right? And now, let's change up the dialogue a little bit, because I'm curious of knowing. I believe that you let me know if you don't believe that 1 plus 1 equals 2, but let me know if this makes sense to you, and see if we can come to agreement on something. That's what I want to get here, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong. influence creates thinking, thinking creates behavior. Would you say that that's true?
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. I want to know this
that's the bottom
because
ground.
I
You see
spoke
what I'm
with,
saying?
you're the fifth person I had on the podcast now that
That's why I say you
believe
gotta
that
come to-
the
before
black
you can
woman
come
is
to-
God, right?
So that's a perfect example of what I was telling you about at the beginning, right? Because when before you even, and this is also how you can trap a lot of people too, right? Before you get for real, like before you actually get into the topic at hand, you ask a clarifying question where you ask about the middle ground, but you disguise it as a clarifying question, right? So this way you already getting your middle ground. So that way he can't go lower than what the bar we already just set. We just said that this is the bar. So now he would be reluctant to go under that bar, right? But you disguised it as a clarifying question. You just got him to dig his own grave, basically. So
Since we know that, and you just confirmed that influence.
the only why I know this shit because I took like 3 years of debate. But like, you know what I'm saying? I was that nigga though in debate, all right? I'm letting y'all know I got awards and everything. Fuck with your boy. I digress though.
Creates thinking, and thinking creates behavior. You have this, your mind frame of how you think. I want to know what influenced you to think this way.
It's knowing versus belief. Everybody believes in God. I know God. You see what I'm saying? Knowing is being able to have logic, evidence, and reason. You know it, just like your past experiences. I know my mother. So before I learned how to talk, before I learned how to walk, before I had taught about my ABCs, before I was taught about anything, my mother was there. Somebody had to teach me, influence me, get me to think about a God that they wanted me to think about. But prior to that, my mother was my creator. So when you look at it, my mother was a black woman, and all black women are the manifestation of Mother Nature. I don't give a fuck about a book in which you read, bro. Go to nature and look at it. That is the supreme
Got you.
map of things.
Clarence,
Everything in nature
one
is telling
second.
you.
Clarence, I seen that you.
You don't have to stop me, bro. You don't have to stop me. Every
Someone
fucking
came
30
Okay, we gonna stop this one right here. You wanna do a part 2? Okay, we're gonna do a part 2. But as of right now, we finna stop it right here. I'm finna say two things, right? Cooley did a good thing with interrupting him, and all interruption isn't bad interruption, right? Because you see, he what's his name was in the middle of moving the goalpost. That's why Cooley had stopped him, right? When you see people jump from topic to topic like that, is because it gets you confused and discombobulated on what all their points they have. That's why Cooley had cut him off right before right after he tried to divert into something else, right? Because he asked him a very simple question, he answered it, but it was a bullshit answer, right? Granted, it sounded good, but as soon as he was saying like what he say, women, black women are something of nature, whatever the fuck the case will be. That's when he was starting to move the goalposts, because then he moving from what the original question was, right? So that, yeah, but that's what it was. I say for real right now is 1-zip with the score points, 13 minutes of nothing really. But shit, how you feeling about it?
Yeah, 13 minutes. For real.
Yeah.
A lot of back and forth for real. I get what Cooley's trying to do, but it's like dude is fighting hard. Like he ain't budging. He ain't budging.
I mean, shit, it's a certain, like I said, it's certain heels to eye down too. But like, we still have to leave ourselves room for, like, we gotta leave ourselves room for improving, right? To sit here and say that this is concrete when it's not, is doing nothing but how can I put it? It's not helping your cause, right? To sit there and acknowledge that your hypothesis and all that stuff have gaps in it, right? There's nothing wrong with, oh, okay, boom, this is what I need to find more evidence for. This is what I need to find more evidence for. And you find that, granted, it might hurt and it might help you, right? But in the end, we should be looking for the truth, not necessarily for what agenda we want to push, if that makes sense. So, like I said, it's certain hills that I down too, but like, if the hill I'm down on is a very steep one, like shit, I don't know, help me, shit, you feel me? But it's your boy KP.
It's your boy 3BB3.
And shit, fuck y'all. Leave like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, we out. We'll be back with part 2.
Me and my niggas, we finna shine. Don't hit me up, just respect the grind. I'm finna get